What stereotypes do you absolutely hate? That quiet, introverted people are boring, or even worse, that they will somehow explode and morph into serial killers if given a chance. I despise the stereotype that mothers are the only ones capable of raising kids and super multitasking machines. That people who choose not to drink are uptight and don't have fun. Not sure if this counts as a stereotype, but I hate that every female movie/TV character these days has to be not like other girls, rather than having an actual personality. All while doing and enjoying things that 90% of girls enjoy. Do movie writers actually think reading books makes you quirky? Without getting into too much of a rant, I hate this stereotype because it can carry over into real life and make girls think they have to be different from every other girl in order to have value. So a girl likes video games? That's awesome, and she should be able to play for the joy of it, rather than using it as a way to be different. Also, in action movies where the female character somehow manages to beat up a guy 3 times her size using only high leg kicks, all while wearing a slinky dress and heels. That blondes are stupid. Canada is polite. We have plenty of a whole S to go around. That Mexico is like a giant desert with cactuses and we lived in cabins, and the Mexican people are like big mustaches and wear serapes with really big sombreros. Like if we lived in 1914. That because I'm a female, people assume I am talking about becoming a nurse when I say I am in medical school. Like, no, I'll be a doctor, thank you. Drives me crazy. Latinos only are brown skin. Come on, Latin America is the most diverse region of the world. OCD stereotypes, they fuel my blood. Mental health stereotypes. That I'm a serial killer. Just because I killed 3 families doesn't make me a killer, Susan. Women can't drive. All Americans are ignorant and stupid. The perverted weird Asian dude. Media stereotypes on autistic people. No, we are not all geniuses, or mute. The Jews control the world trope. Everything the Jewish people have achieved has been the result of discrimination and marginalization. We're active in banking because the old Catholic empires of Europe banned usury amongst Christians, leaving Jews as the only ones who could lend money with interest. We created guilds amongst ourselves because no one would enforce a debt owed to a Jew, so you rip one of us off, no one else would lend. We're active in media because we were living in shtetls and ghettos in this country when mass media came of age. The most profitable Nickelodeons in the early days of film were in heavily concentrated Jewish areas. The Edison Company was unscrupulously greedy, so the theater owners like Fox, Zanuck, Goldwyn, Mayer, etc. started making their own product. We look after one another because for most of our history, most countries we've lived in wouldn't even recognize us as people, let alone citizens. Contrary to the miserly stereotype, we invented modern social security and were consistently one of the most charitable ethnic groups on average. Combine all that with a cultural emphasis on education and hard work and it doesn't take far-fetched conspiracies to explain our outsized, and only recent, influence and success. Sure, there have been Jews who've made money in unscrupulous manners. There were Jews who funded the slave trade. The second most powerful man in the Confederacy was Jewish, and there are Jews like Bernie Madoff, but on the whole, we have a pretty admirable, cool story of overcoming a lot against pretty steep odds to get where we are. And it's pretty annoying to me that SHT gets denigrated by even fairly intelligent people on both sides of the political spectrum as just being the foregone result from the machinations of some far-reaching, all-encompassing conspiratorial force out there. You're a weirdo if you don't drink or do drugs. I hate when people call Polish people dumb. I went into a place and ordered a Polish sausage once. The guy says, "Oh, you must be Polish." I said, "Why would you think that?" If a guy came in and ordered German potato salad, would you think that guy was German? If a guy came in and ordered French toast, would you think that was a Frenchman? I says, "Why? Just because I came in and ordered a Polish sausage, why would you think I'm Polish?" He says, "Because this is a hardware store." If all of your children look different, people assume they are from different men. It's called genetics. Asian stereotypes because I'm Asian. Being a pilot makes you cocky or rich. I've met a lot of people who have believed this. Am I confident in my abilities? Yes. That doesn't mean I'm cocky. I've also had people treat me like crap because if I'm a pilot I must be using daddy's money. Yeah, Hang gliding is an expensive sport, but this ain't daddy's money. I'm doing it all on my own. It's hard. I wish people would appreciate that instead of trying to use it as a point to take away from me. Sorry, rant over. Christians are the most judgmental. Just because you believe in God doesn't make you a Christian. All women love fashion, makeup, shopping in general, going to the hairdresser/doing manicure, etc. Ugh, no. The whole manic pixie shit, it's fun and games until people see what mania actually looks like. Then people with mania are crazy, psycho, insane, etc. Rich people are evil. That Canadians say "a" in every sentence. I hate it cause I do this all the time and can't help it. Australian ones. I am an Australian that was born in Australia with Australian parents, but I never picked up the stereotypical side of it, like I don't swear in every sentence and I don't buy VBs every day after work. The ones about Christians being flowery idiots at best, and hateful and judgmental at worst, both thinking that everything is a sin. I'm a Christian myself, yet I don't like to be the flowery kind of person where I'm obnoxiously nice and inoffensive to the point that it's my only trait outside of my faith. I actually try to understand what verses mean. For example, I know the word for day in Genesis, yom, means period of time, so I still believe that the universe is billions of years old and that dinosaurs were real. I really don't care if someone is LGBTQ+. I don't force my friends or family into being Christian since that makes us look unbearable. I laugh at jokes many others wouldn't even find funny, although I still have my tastes and personal standards. And I really don't like worship music. I know the Christians I mentioned at the top do exist, but I want to make it clear that not every one of us are like that. Hopefully, they're just a loud minority. Thankfully, I have many friends who know I'm a Christian but also still see me as normal, even if they aren't religious and have different opinions and tastes from mine. The key is respect. That boys/men can do all the strong and tough stuff. I mean FFS, women can do anything. I hate how many people still think this. If driver is female, then it's her fault if anything happens on the road. When it comes to stereotypes for animals, I hate that pit bulls are instantly labeled as dangerous dogs. That First Nation people don't pay taxes. I'm a native myself, and I absolutely pay my taxes like everyone. Only those living in reservations don't pay taxes. And only don't pay them on stuff they buy or get delivered in reservation. That enjoying a certain hobby makes you a nerd. I play Magic the Gathering, and half the people I play with smoke a ton of weed, usually are in a band, and are genuinely nice. I genuinely just want to get stoned and spend time with good people while having fun. Not all New Yorkers are rude. The stereotype if you like anthropomorphic animals, that means you want to grind them. I'm just a cartoonist over here, man, I'm not into that trash frown. British people having bad teeth. Dentistry is subsidized here. Our teeth are fine. That everyone who is popular is rude. I've met so many popular people who are nice. Black people don't tip. Black people definitely tip. In fact, one of the best tips I ever got was from an older black couple who loved my service. They tipped me $30 on a $40 bill. You know who really doesn't tip? Teenagers. I can't believe no one ever says this. They usually don't have any money. That all only children are spoiled. Not true. That autistic people are socially clueless and lack empathy. I mean all of them, but I guess the multitude of stereotypes of trans women because I'm a trans woman myself. All white people are racist. That Hispanic people are lazy. Stereotypes that are hypocritically accepted which would be otherwise be offensive, such as small d Asian jokes. I am not offended by it. I just find the hypocrisy stupid cause making any sort of comment on physical traits of any other races/gender are met with so much butthurt reaction everywhere. That black people are lazy and love fried chicken. Terrible stereotypes. That Asians are good at math. That real men should always be the ones to initiate if they like a girl. Sounds like an excuse for girls to me. The stereotypes of people with mental illness, people with personality disorders being insane or possible serial killers, and people with depression constantly crying, moping around, and harming themselves. Italians hand gesture. We don't do that so often, and when is depicted in movies/stereotype jokes is done wrong. That girls are bad drivers just because they're more careful. I mean, speeding like an idiot with no experience in driving is just being an idiot. Although, the skill of being able to drive fast and have good reflexes and everything means you're a good driver. But not a lot of people have that skill. That alternative-looking people are all delinquents. I'm heavily tattooed, and whenever I go into a store, no matter what store it is, I'm followed and watched or hounded about, "Do you need help finding anything?" Every 2 seconds, a friend of mine looks like the quintessential all-American girl, so no one thinks she's gonna do anything wrong apparently. So we decided to conduct a little experiment. We went into a store together and split off in different directions. She was purposely and blatantly acting shady and making it look like she was taking SHT. She actually ended up getting, I think, about 3 or 4 things into her purse. Side note, nothing was actually stolen. We're not those kind of people. Meanwhile, I didn't have a purse or bag of any kind, so where the hell was I supposed to be putting anything? And I was just walking around like normal. Again, I was the one followed, whereas she didn't even get a second look. I've also had people pull their children away from me, but I'm like, please dude, I don't want anything to do with your brats. Loudly gasp when they see me or start whispering to whoever they're with, etc. It's ridiculous. As an American, that the rest of the world wants to move to America. I don't even want to live here. Any about Jews? Sparkmatic. Linux is for hackers/programmers only.